Welcome back to the DMGs That Are Wrong YouTube channel. My name is Mike, and like always, we got Gage and Dylan here with us. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and turn that notification bell on so you're notified anytime we upload a video. Now let's jump right into it.
Hopping into the video, boys. Before we get into it, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button.
Already
We're
said
trying
that.
to hit that
Already said
100
that.
subscribers. Trying to hit 100 subscribers. We at 76 right now. Help us get there. We got the NFC playoff prediction video going on right here.
This is a little too early for us to be predicting this, but that's the point, because this is a little too early.
I'm Houdini, and I'm basically like a top tier gambler. So
What else are you
what else
doing
is
with your
gospel?
life? What other football content are you expecting right now?
Whatever.
This is the far-fetched stuff we like.
It's way too early. I'll see you week one.
All right.
Anyways,
hopping in
are we starting
NFC.
off with the number one
Let's
seed again?
wait. Let's just kind of give a little illustration of what we're looking at in the NFC.
Hey, no crap, Mikey. We always start off with the number one seed.
Sorry.
But yeah, so the NFC compared to the AFC is not as strong through and through, but you got some pretty top-heavy teams, I would say.
I was about to get mad, and then I realized that Zach Wilson's in the AFC, and I was like, all right, you know what? That makes sense.
We literally talked in our AFC video about how there's like maybe 3 or 4 teams that like realistically don't have a shot to make it into the playoffs. In this NFC, I feel like there's a lot more than 3 or 4.
Zach Wilson would finish first.
That's true.
100%, bro.
I think in the NFC, there's only about realistically 3 to 4 teams that are actually going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I feel like there's maybe 2 or 3 Super Bowl contenders as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they have the best teams, but not the overall conference.
I can see that. Yeah, their top 3 might be better than the AFC's top 3.
But hopping into it, drum roll for this first one.
Too late. There it is, anyways.
Way that way, yeah, that way.
We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Unfortunately, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now. Gronk doesn't like Tom Brady anymore. That's confirmed basically at this point.
Facts.
He's breaking
Yeah.
everyone's hearts.
That he is.
But Dylan,
Yes.
no. What?
Okay. I was gonna say that the Buccaneers, they were kind of getting into this. Okay, they still have the same team from 3 years ago, but they just added Akeem Hicks into the mix there.
Yeah, it's salty about
Rhymes.
that.
So yeah, I mean they still have a pretty mean defense, and obviously when you have Tom Brady, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and whoever else that they find to come chase the ring with them, they're going to be right up there as best teams in the NFC. They had some great games last year, but they just couldn't beat Matty Stafford. So
Wow, Dylan, great analysis. But you forgot the number one player on that team, Leonard Fournette, carried me in fantasy last year, baby. Let's go.
yeah, dude, Leonard Fournette's not a joke, dude. He's a freaking man. But
Yeah, he is.
yeah,
That Buccaneers versus the Colts game last year, I'm sorry, Dylan, but that
Yeah,
won me
dude.
that week, and it was beautiful.
yeah. I mean, the thing about that one that was just so dumb is like we literally did that with Jonathan Taylor like a few weeks before, where we were just feeding, like they were feeding Leonard Fournette, and we just couldn't stop him. So yeah, I have respect for him, but I don't think he's going to be the reason why they're great. I think everything else is what's making him look great. But the Buccaneers are the number 1 team in the NFC right now.
And I think they are my personal bet for the Super Bowl champion this year.
Oh, spicy.
I picked the best team and said they might win the Super Bowl. So
Okay. All
calm
right.
down, guys.
It's a bold move.
Moving on to the second team, we got the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, just kidding. That's actually a good team. We got the Los Angeles Rams here, Super Bowl champions, going back in there, trying to finish second in the thing. Unfortunately, they just have a tougher division, a little bit harder to win all those games, and they're trying to protect their title, trying to retain it.
That they are.
Matt Stafford,
I
still
think
at home.
I think one thing about the Rams that I just want to say is they don't have as explosive. I guess just what's the word I'm looking for? Like peripheral players. You know what I mean? Like they
Perimeter
have the
players?
same core players, but they're peripheral players, like the players that support the core players. I don't think they're as good as they were last year. Like Odell Beckham is injured right now. He could potentially still join them. Von Miller was a piece for them to bust through and get to that Super Bowl win. I'm escaping on some of the other names, but they still have Cam Akers who's coming back and he should be fully healthy. He's really a great running back. They brought in Allen Robinson. And the one thing that I'm glad I didn't say anything until my Dynasty Draft League is I think Van Jefferson has a sneaky chance of being their number two and being a very good number two wide receiver in Los Angeles.
Agreed.
But
Unf-
yeah, that's why we have him too.
yeah. About like Odell. Talking about him signing, I don't think he plays this year. He got hurt against the Bengals, same ACL injury, same knee, like week 5 of the season, and he didn't come back until like week 3 of this year for the Browns. Week 4 or 5? No, yeah, week 4 or 5. Whenever we played the Bears, so week 5, this last year, he was hurt all the way until then. So if he just got hurt in the Super Bowl, like I don't foresee him playing in the NFL this year, especially right after. So I would not be surprised if that's the case.
Then yeah, that's fair.
Um, just something to bring up because Odell is technically, was technically a Ram, right? And everyone's
Yeah.
talking about like where he could sign next. Like I don't really see him playing, but at the same time, like he's 30 right now. If he doesn't play this year, he'll be a year out again and be 31. I don't know if he really makes a huge contribution again.
I think he will. I mean, he won't be the 80 catches, 1,000 yards kind of receiver. But I mean, you have guys like oh, who's the cat that's on the Bills now that's just bouncing around everywhere?
Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah, Emmanuel Sanders. He's still in the league. There's wide receivers that the talent that they have, not necessarily their speed, but the talent outside of their speed, still translates to the NFL. And just his hands alone and his understanding of route concepts and everything, he can always find a spot as a number 2, 3 kind of guy to work with. But number 3 though,
Who do we
this is gonna
put?
be a little interesting.
The Packers.
The Green Bay Packers.
The
They
Green
lost.
Bay
They lost
Packers.
Devontae Adams, right? You know, that's it though. Like, they lost Devontae Adams.
They drafted
Scantling.
offensive rookie of the year Christian Watson, who's gonna have 1,500 yards receiving.
Dylan just lied through his teeth and actually doesn't believe any of that. He's a hater of Christian Watson.
If
But,
every
like,
single pass that Aaron Rodgers throws is to Christian Watson, I can see it happening.
they lost Devontae Adams, which is a huge loss, right? But let's be real. They're a good, complete football team. Good core of running backs, a great offensive line, the best quarterback in the NFL the last 2 years, back-to-back MVP, and then they have a really good defense. So I'm sure they'll figure it out offensively, right? Like it's not that big of a worry. Obviously, losing Devontae Adams is a huge blow, but you're able to improve and get younger at the wide receiver, and probably get better all around, apart from the Devontae Adams part as a core. And then you're able to improve your defense even more. So I don't think it's going to be like a huge blow team-wise overall, but it will be a huge blow offensively with that offensive power that they had beforehand. So
Well, I
they're
think
still
one
the
of the
third
things,
best team in this conference.
yeah, they're definitely better than the rest of the NFC North and whatever comes out of the NFC East. One thing though, I just want to say about the Packers is it is a clear weapon, the chemistry that Devontae Adams
Yeah.
had, and just that chemistry alone won them games. Yeah, and you can see it on tape where Devontae Adams does things that maybe isn't really in the play call, and he still gets open, catches a touchdown, or he catches a 30-yard, reception, something like that. And it's going to take a while to build that up with the real explosive players on that team. I mean, Randall Cobb is a veteran. He's not a bad wide receiver. He's just not explosive at all. And then Alan Lazard, the trust level I don't think is there yet either. So it's just going to be whoever gets hot gets hot. And for fantasy, that's also terrible. But
Yeah.
I think they'll still do good. They Aaron freaking Rodgers.
The 4th seed, the winners of the NFC East are the Eagles. Sorry, Cowgirls, it's not happening again. I want to trigger so many of the Cowgirls fans, Cowboys fans. The Philadelphia Eagles, like joking aside, Philadelphia Eagles had a great offseason. We've mentioned it multiple times. That team is very good, and just like Tua, we made a video about it. Like very similar situations. It's up to them this year. Like there is no more excuses. Everything on paper suits you. It's built to win now. What can you do with this team? So then it just comes down to, do you believe in Jalen Hurts or not? I believe in him enough that they'll win the NFC East. Not like a mind-blowing feat by any means, but it's still a winning division in NFL football, which is a great thing to do. And I think that they could win a playoff game potentially as well. That defense is scary.
For Philly?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm excited to watch it.
they have the two best cornerbacks in the NFC East with Darius Slay and James Bradbury now. And I'm saying
Nice
that
one.
purely to drive
Nice one.
some deep rooted anger out of the Cowboys. But I do think that they're both better than Trayvon Diggs.
Trayvon Diggs is a
They-
bum.
Mikey,
yeah.
stop.
But I mean, the addition of Hassan Reddick, Jordan Davis should help that defensive line tremendously.
Jacoby Dean.
Nakobe Dean, I think he's not going to make the biggest immediate impact.
Probably better than
because of
Michael
his-
Parsons, honestly.
No,
Way
we're
better.
not going to get that far. We're not going that far. But you also have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, who are extremely good receivers.
And
Miles
Jalen Reagor.
Sanders. And they added Kennedy Brooks from Oklahoma, which is a very sneaky pick in my opinion, as a running back. So like everything that the Eagles have done this offseason other than letting people retire, which kind of sucks. But I think the Eagles have enough to push past the Cowboys. The Cowboys lost Randy Gregory. They lost was it Lael Collins,
Yep.
Mari Cooper.
Yep.
For a 5th-round pick, by the way, Cowboys fans.
For a
Thank you.
fifth-round pick,
Appreciate
yeah.
it. Thank you for trading Amari Cooper for a 5th-round pick. Just wanted to let that sit in again.
They have to pay Leighton Vander Esch again. I don't know. I don't see how you can look at the Cowboys and say, okay, yeah, this defense is gonna stop other offenses. I just don't see it. But yeah, that's the
Division
winners
winners.
of the divisional winners. Let's get into the first wild card.
49ers.
It's got to be
Before we get into it, Trey Lance or Jimmy, who's starting in this?
Trey Lance.
Dylan?
Who is starting or who should
Yep.
start?
Playoff time's coming. Who's starting right now for the
Oh,
team? Who's been
Trey
starting
Lance.
for him?
Yeah, Trey Lance.
Trey Lance?
Trey Lance,
Okay.
because he's already been playing all year and got him there.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like who's starting throughout the year. I'm
Trey
thinking
Lance.
it might be Jimmy again. But
I wouldn't.
No, I think Jimmy G gets his surgery and his clean bill of health, and I think he's out the door a la Sam Bradford whenever a team gets an injured quarterback. And then the Niners just move on. I've just heard too much out of the Niners players in this offseason supporting Trey Lance, where they weren't necessarily supporting him last year. So to me, that tells me that they've already had the discussion that Jimmy G is going to be their guy. But I think the Niners, I mean, if he's not rough, I think it's what, who said it? TJ Watt, maybe? No, not TJ Watt. Nick Bosa. Sorry, I get those two mixed up. But Nick Bosa
Basically the
said,
same person.
yeah, basically the same guy. Nick Bosa, I think, no, it was George Kittle. It was George Kittle said that.
Yeah, it was probably Michael Jordan, honestly.
Sorry, no. To clear the record, it was George Kittle.
Kyle Shanahan?
It was George Kittle on Pat McAfee saying that even if they don't get great play from Trey Lance right away, they'll still be able to win games and stuff like that. And I believe that. So, and I think that's why we reflect that in them being the top wildcard team. They're going to keep Debo Samuel. They got George Kittle. They have a great offensive head coach there. And their defense isn't going to be bad at all. I mean, Nick Bosa is obviously great, but they got a lot of just pieces in the machine there that work together well. And I think they'll do enough to get that fifth seed.
I think they have probably a top 5 defensive line in football.
Yeah,
They have a
I can
very
see
good
that.
defensive line.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see George Kittle be featured more this year. He was kind of left out last year. Granted, he was, in and out with injuries and
Yeah.
that whole shebang. But with Debo just blowing up, it was just like the Debo show. And we probably won't be seeing that as much because he probably won't be taking touches from the backfield.
Which they shouldn't need him to do
No.
if they have healthy running backs. They did not have healthy running backs
Yeah,
last year.
Trace.
Elijah Mitchell was healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was good.
Yeah.
They drafted Trey Sermon, didn't they? Out of Ohio
Yeah.
State.
But
That's
they
Oklahoma.
I
No,
think
he's Ohio State.
I think we can
Yeah, both.
confidently say that Debo's not rushing this year,
No.
and I think it's just because they're gonna have a ton of running backs in and out. So
Well, and one of the great things with the 49ers, you can put whoever the heck you want back there,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they'll produce similar numbers just because their scheme and the way Kyle Shanahan runs that offense is really well done.
Yeah.
No, I like the 49ers. I think they're a really good team. 6th, we've got the Detroit Lions. We got the Jimbo New Orleans Saints. I miss you, Jarvis Landry. I love you. I'm sad about that. Still,
Juice.
but they improved quite a bit this offseason. The only caveat I have with this is obviously they're a good team, right? Everyone knows that. They've been a good team. They've been a consistent tough team to play. Does that stay the same with Sean Payton retiring?
Well, they had Sean Payton retired. They had their left tackle Teron Armstead leave, and their starting safety Marcus Williams leave. I say that mainly because the people that say the cap is fake, you just lost 2, pretty key players right there, due to cap reasons. But yeah, Sean Payton is gone, but Brandon Allen, I think he's going to kind of keep the boat going in the same direction, and I think they'll do fine because they got the best utility knife in the league with Taysom Hill. So.
I'm excited to see Jameis Winston play. He was playing pretty well until he got hurt, which was sad to see.
Yeah.
I've always been a Jameis Winston fan. He's freaking hilarious.
Yes.
His workout videos are A1, and they make me want to get out of bed and do some workouts. That's some good bit of analysis right there, if I've ever heard it.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston's so inspirational. I get out of my bed, and I'm fat.
Are they going to be on the Jameis Winston diet? Eating dubs?
Obviously, yes. Because
Yeah.
I picked him as a 60. What up? No, their wide receiver core got dramatically better compared to last year. Last year's it was really bad. Dramatically. There is a T in trauma, and it's dramatically, but I'm going to go with traumatically because that's how awful it was. It was traumatizing last year watching that wide receiver group. Yikes. They got Slant Boy back. Just call him Slant Boy because it's just fun, but he's a really good wide receiver, Michael Thomas. They got Chris Olave, as Dylan would say.
Yep.
Chris Olave is going to be a great complimentary wide receiver there. And then they've got a good leadership veteran in Jarvis Juice Landry.
Marquez Callaway?
No, Jarvis Landry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, basically Jarvis Landry's gonna go in there and tell Michael Thomas that you're not hurt no more. If your leg ain't broke and it ain't falling off, then you're practicing.
Yeah.
Practice.
Chuck it up.
And then obviously Alvin Kamara is
It's
one of the.
contagious, bruh.
But gosh, now I'm coughing. Alvin Kamara is one of the best offensive weapons in the league too, so can't count him out either.
Love Kamara. He's got so much swag, bro. When he plays,
Oh, yeah.
it's fun to watch. He's
Dude,
so silky with it.
Him and who's the other running back that I'm thinking of?
I don't know. That could be literally hundreds of people.
Mark Ingram.
Mark Ingram.
Him and Mark
Oh,
Ingram
fucking
together is just
Yeah.
so great.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the Saints. The final seed is going to ruffle a lot of feathers, and I am here
I love
for it. We got the
Dallas Cowboys.
Minnesota Vikings, Dallas Cowboys. Congratulations, you're back to the original 9-7, 7-9, 8-8. You're getting that new one of the 8-9 and 9-8 seasons, and I can't wait to watch it.
You paid Dak for nothing.
You guys are gonna win the Super Bowl this year until the season starts.
See you week 1.
No, and all jokes aside, we like just crapping on the Cowboys. Just it's fun, but the Cowboys did get a lot worse this offseason. It was kind of kind of bad. It was like a fire sale. Like everybody was leaving all at once, really.
Yeah.
Kind of already went over what they lost earlier, but they didn't really gain much either. Like it was just loss after loss after loss after loss. And I'm sorry, but as good as the Tulsa tackle was going to be,
Tyler Smith.
yep, at the moment he's not going to be better than what.
Dale Collins was.
Yeah, like he was a really good tackle, and that's a huge thing for the Cowboys. That's why the Cowboys are being so consistent for so long, is because they were able to block very well. They had a very good offensive line, and you're breaking that up with 2 people, 3 people going because they lost Connor Williams as well.
Mm-hmm.
That shifts that dynamic. So I'm a little nervous on that. Meanwhile, the Vikings, they got steady Kirk Cousins, which, you know, everyone could joke about primetime Kirk and talk about all that stuff you want, but reality, he's a solid quarterback that hasn't been helped with their team for a while. Their defense has been lackluster, to be polite, and it looked like they revamped that this offseason. They got rid of their head coach. They picked up somebody new. I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to do. Obviously, they've got a good offense with Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. They've got that solid offensive line. Offense is ready to go. That defense, they cut a lot of dead weight in the offseason. And people that just weren't able to keep, and they got to re-sign a couple corners somehow, and they drafted a couple key players that I think that the Vikings are going to be able to sneak in this year, barring injury. Right, this is all barring injuries.
Well, and it sounds like the head coach has a lot of different plans for Dalvin Cook as well, and it seems like he's coming with a plan to the offense, which is just amazing for the Vikings. Other than just throwing these deep routes to Jefferson and him just toasting people and that being your whole offense. So yeah, I think the Vikings are due. One of my favorite things to say now, they're due for this. And yeah, I mean, other than the Cowboys, I think the only other teams that are like disappointingly not there would be the Cardinals if they're doing well. But I mean, D-Hop is out for 6 games.
That's kind of why we left them out.
Yeah, D-Hop not being there really hurts Kyler Murray quite a bit. And their defense
did not get better.
Yeah, their defense hasn't gotten that much better either. I think
They lost 2 people. They got worse.
Chandler Jones. So
yeah,
I mean,
they got worse.
That's the only other team that I think, like, as we're looking at it right now, that would be behind the Cowboys. But, like, you know, the NFC South, the Falcons and Panthers aren't going to be there this year. The Bears aren't going to be there this year. I think the Lions can surprise people and be just a 500 team, if not just below 500. and then the the Commanders and the Giants.
Jeez, Dylan.
Sorry, I apologize to
Mute yourself.
everyone.
You're muted for the rest of the video.
All right.
Wow. Sorry about that, guys.
But yeah, the Commanders, the Giants, definitely not making it. What the Carson Wentz?
Yeah, the Seahawks, they're rebuilding. We can't put much onto that. But we appreciate you guys for watching this video and sticking it out. I'll end it off with this. If you guys could take one per team out and put in your sleeper like we did on the last one,
Okay, cool.
who are you picking with? Mikey?
Okay, I'll go first. If I'm swapping anyone here, I would swap the Vikings out and put the Seahawks in. I think they're gonna be a decent. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Who are you picking?
No, am I picking? Honestly, oh jeez, this is like this is a crapshoot right here. I would probably pick the Cardinals and put them in over the Vikings. Just with D-Hop being gone the 6 weeks, they can still maybe work. Kyler Murray and Hollywood Brown reconnect like they did in college, get something going there, and then maybe Kyler can run for his life like Patrick Mahomes did in the Super Bowl, but make something happen, and then maybe they can win a few games, string a few together, and steal that 7th playoff spot. But
So, Mikey, your pick is officially
the Cardinals and
the
Vikings,
Cardinals. Yep.
Yeah.
And Dylan, you're allowed to be unmuted now. Your punishment is now been.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Punishment
okay.
has been served.
If I were to be smart in this, I would choose the Cowboys just because they have a really good passing quarterback with Dak Prescott, and CeeDee Lamb's really good. They got good weapons all over that offense. And who knows, the NFC East isn't that strong.
That's true.
But I'm going to be a little spicy here, and I'm going to say the Saints don't make it,
Ooh.
and a third NFC North team makes it.
The Lions?
Lions.
I should have gone first. I was going to pick the Lions.
Yeah, let's go. No, honestly, I'll be honest about this. So, what they did this offseason might be pretty good. So, for one, I think their young talent's going to mature really well. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Penei Sewell looked good last year, and they have a really good offensive line over there in Detroit now, which you haven't been able to say in a long time. And then they just added people all over the defense. I think, were they the ones that added Dak? No, that was the Bengals. But they added Jameson Williams, who could come in. Yeah, I don't know if it's right at the start of the season or maybe just a little bit after that. He's electric. DJ Chark is a great deep ball guy. You got these receivers, quality receivers that I don't think they have had with Jared Goff. Sorry, I was about to blink on his name. With Jared Goff. So I think they've done enough to kind of put together pieces that they still need a lot of work on, but if they just strike gold, you got a weak NFC. You got teams that maybe are underestimating the Lions too much, and they can come in and with those underdog mentality just win gritty games. I think the Lions are the team to do that. And DeAndre Swift is a great running back. I think he's going to tear it up this year too.
Yeah.
I could see it.
He might tear it up. Do not draft him in fantasy, guys. Stop believing that. It won't happen. That being said, I was going to pick the Lions, but I guess I'll have to be a little bit different. I bagged on him so much this video. I'll give him a little bit of love. I'm going to take out the 49ers.
Ooh.
Say Trey Lance, has a little hiccup all year long. First, rough year starting. Getting his legs under him. He hasn't really played a lot of football. And I'm going to put the Dallas Cowboys in because they do have some consistency in that quarterback room, and that's what matters. Dak Prescott is a very good quarterback. And let's be real, Chandler Parsons Micah Parsons is a dog.
Oh,
He's really good. He's a dog. No. I messed up one time and called Micah Parsons Chandler Parsons, and Dylan hasn't let it go since. So,
I don't usually let things go. So.
in fairness, Chandler Parsons was a Dallas player. Okay, I'm just mixing up which Dallas Parsons it is.
I'm just surprised he's not locked up in jail, man, because he just robbed the NBA of money, dude. He just took money, bro. Like, I don't, man. Chandler Parsons is a thief.
Robbing money, let's be real. How they make that much money
Anyways.
Impressive.
But with that being said, the Cowboys being number 7 or 5 is that? Are you?
I would go
them?
5.
Wow.
5 or 6, yeah. I mean, if the Cowboys are making the playoffs, I think they're better than the Vikings, right?
Yeah.
Right, like I think overall, more than likely, I would say like 75-25, the Cowboys make it in over the Vikings.
Okay.
This is just like our prediction, right? Like we're just gonna guess the Vikings make it this time, but like in reality, the Cowboys are a better team overall. So yeah, I just think that if Trey Lance starts, I think you see a hiccup. Trey Lance played 1 year of college football, and it wasn't even like, top tier football. And then he came back and he looked kind of rusty for that next year, but he didn't even really get to play because of all the COVID crap. And he is just raw. He's basically coming out of high school, had a couple years of like growing, and then played 1 year Division II football, and now he's an NFL quarterback. Like, it's a huge jump. Does he have the physical tools to make it? Obviously. But I'm just going to guess. If that's the case, I'm going to take the Niners out. I'm going to put the Cowboys in. And I'm going to call it good. But
I think that's fair. You'd be hard-pressed to find other playoff teams. I mean, the only thing that's just in the back of my head is what if Carson Wentz just...
That's the end of the video. We'll see you guys later.
What in the Carson Wentz are you talking about right now? Right?
I'm just saying, like, in the back of my head, like, what if
You're just saying that because you're a Colts fan and you're terrified that you guys made the wrong decision and he ends up being good.
Yes,
That's the only
I'll admit
reason.
to that. But I'm just saying, like, what if the cosmic justice of all the crap that Jim Irsay said about Carson Wentz comes back and Carson Wentz stops throwing with his left hand, or while he's being sacked,
honestly,
or while he's getting his ankles destroyed by Aaron Donald. Like, if he just chooses not to do that stuff,
I hope he does, because I would love to just mess with you all year long. I would enjoy it thoroughly.
It would be rough, but yeah, it would be funny too. In the third person sense, it'd be funny.
No, I think that the Commanders are just kind of a mess of an organization at the moment. They're kind of all over the place with everything going on. Not just football related. Like, that takes a toll on everything over time. So,
but for
again,
real,
you guys have made the end of this video. We do appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. It does help with the algorithm. And hit that subscribe button so we can get to 100 subscribers. It'd just be really cool to see. We're like, what, 76 minus, so 24 away? Quick maths.
Boom.
Yeah.
Other than that, thank you guys and deuces.
Peace out.